In this video, we will solve a question on the impact of price ceiling on the consumer surplus. The question is, the demand and supply functions for a good are given us as dP is equal to 10 minus 2P. P denotes the price, dP denotes the demand for the good, and SP denotes the supply function, which is equal to minus 2 plus P. If the government sets a price ceiling of $3 per unit, then increase in the consumer surpluses, we need to find out that very thing. Okay, so what we are being given, we are being given the demand function, and let's write in place of dP I can write QD, that's quantity demanded, is equal to 10 minus 2P. This is the demand function. Also we have the supply function as, let's denote it by blue color, that is quantity supplied is equal to minus 2 plus P. Okay, first we will find out the equilibrium price and quantity without price ceiling. Okay, and let's first try to draw the graph of this demand and supply function here. Very simple thing. We have quantity on the horizontal axis and price on the vertical axis. Okay, let's first plot the demand function. Okay, so when Q is equal to 0, when Q is equal to 0 here, that means 10 minus 2P is equal to 0, or 2P is equal to 10, or P is equal to 5. Okay, so for demand function, the price intercept is 5. Similarly, when P is 0 in this equation, that means Q will be equal to 10. Okay, here we have 10. So this is our demand function, rather demand curve, and in the similar manner we can draw the supply function. So when Q is equal to 0, that means minus 2 plus P is equal to 0, or P is equal to 2. Let us say this denotes 2 here. And similarly, when P is equal to 0, P is equal to 0, okay, quantity demanded will be equal to minus 2. Okay, it will be something like here. So when we join these 2 points, we will get a supply function like this. Okay, so this is our supply function, this is our demand function. Now initially the equilibrium occurs where demand is equal to supply. That means when demand is equal to supply before the price ceiling. So this is demand function, this is supply function. So Q is equal to 10 minus 2P, Q is equal to minus 2 plus P. Let us equate them. That means 10 minus 2P is equal to supply, which is minus 2 plus P. Solving for P, transposing this P, so it will become 3P is equal to 10 plus 2 is 12. That gives us, dividing both sides by 3, we will get P is equal to 4. Okay, so initially the equilibrium price is 4 and quantity supplied or demanded when P is equal to 4. Simply plug P is equal to 4 either in demand or supply function. Let's plug it into the supply function. That means quantity supplied or demanded will be equal to minus 2 plus the equilibrium price, which is 4, which gives us Q will be equal to 2. So we got initial price and quantity. So here it is 2. Now we are being told that government sets a price ceiling of $3 per unit. Okay, and if we draw the price ceiling, this is the equilibrium price and price ceiling is $3. Let us draw it here. Let us say this denotes the price ceiling of 3. Let us say it is P subscript C denotes the price ceiling, and it is here 3. Okay, before that let's calculate the consumer surplus. Okay, consumer surplus will be equal to, we know that consumer surplus is simply the difference between the price that a consumer is willing to offer for a product and the price he actually pays for the product. Okay, and consumer surplus is simply the area which is above the equilibrium price and below the demand curve. Okay, so this is our equilibrium price, this is the demand curve. So the area of this very right angle triangle is our consumer surplus initially. Okay, so area of a triangle, we know it is 1/2 of base. What is base? So here it is 2. And what is height? 5 minus 4, it is 1. Solving this, so consumer surplus initially is equal to 1. Okay. Now the government has imposed a price ceiling. By price ceiling, we simply mean price ceiling is the mandated maximum amount a seller is allowed to charge for a product or service. And here it is less than the equilibrium price, obviously. So consumer surplus before the price ceilings was 1. Now we need to calculate the consumer surplus after the price ceiling. Then we need to find out the increase in consumer surplus. Okay. So when price ceiling is imposed, when P is equal to 3, we can see it touches the supply function at this point. Okay. So we put when P is equal to 3, we need to find out the amount of good supplied. We simply plug P is equal to 3 into the supply function. There it gives us Q will be equal to minus 2 plus 3. So Q will be equal to 1. Okay. Quantity supplied when price ceiling is 3 is 1. And correspondingly, we need to find out the price that is being charged when quantity is being demanded 1. Okay. So simply we plug Q is equal to 1 into the demand function. So when Q is equal to 1, we need to find out the price. So simply plug here Q is equal to 1. So in place of Q, we have 1 is equal to 10 minus 2P, which gives us 2P is equal to 9, or P will be equal to 9 divided by 2, which is 4.5. Okay, so this is 4.5. We need to calculate this very point, obviously, to find out the change in surplus, consumer surplus. Simple thing. So when price ceiling is 3, we calculated the quantity demanded or supplied, which is 1. Corresponding to the quantity demanded or supplied is 1. We need to find out the corresponding price, which is 4.5. Now we need to calculate the new consumer surplus. And here you can see, as I have told you, consumer surplus is the area which is above the price, equilibrium price, and below the demand curve. But since we have this price here, price ceiling of 3, so consumer surplus will be the area of this very rectangle plus the area of this very rectangle. So it is only, rather it is one rectangle, and the area of this right angle triangle. Okay. So after the imposition of price ceilings, this shaded region denotes our consumer surplus, and it is equal to, so first we have this rectangle. Okay. So we have 4.5. We subtract 3 from this, so we will get 1.5. Since it is a rectangle, area of a rectangle is length into breadth, so length is 1.5 and breadth is from 0 to 1, so breadth is 1, so we will get 1.5 plus the area of this very right angle triangle. And area of a right triangle is simply 1/2 of base is again 1, and height is 5 minus 4.5, which is 0.5, and it can be written as 0.5. So consumer surplus will be equal to 1.5 plus, so in place of 0.5 I can also write 1 upon 4, 1 upon 2. So 1 upon 2 into 1 upon 2 is 1 upon 4 here. Okay, 1 upon 4, so it is 0.25. So consumer surplus, and let me write it here, 0.25. Consumer surplus is this one, the area of this very rectangle plus the area of the right angle triangle. So the area of right angle triangle is 0.25. So total consumer surplus, let us denote it by superscript n, that is the new consumer surplus is 1.75. Now what is the change in consumer surplus? Change in consumer surplus is simply equal to the new consumer surplus minus the old consumer surplus. So new consumer surplus is 1.75. Initial consumer surplus was, we calculated somewhere, it is 1. So we will get the increase in consumer surplus is 0.75. So we write here 0.75. Okay, I hope I make myself clear in this video. Thank you.